Hi everyone, towards the end of the week, Thursday 28 November. Soon it's going to be December, the only full month that I am at sea, the only entire month. That's how I look at it. Sunday, that month starts. It's only 31 days that that will be the main part of the Vendée Globe, the main act, the Southern Ocean, and by the end of that month we should already be back into the Atlantic, hopefully, or at least close to it. I had a good night and a good day since the last update. I changed the sail to the big gennaker. I will show you in a minute outside. It's the biggest sail we have, 300 square meters, and it allows me to soak a little bit lower. What we're trying to achieve since yesterday is the so-called VMG, velocity made good, the wind is from behind. We cannot sail dead downwind, so we are jibing downwind, trying to make the best progress in the same direction where the wind is blowing. When I bear away, when I have the wind straight from the stern, the boat stops to 7 knots, but if I come up to the target angle that I sail downwind due to the design of the boat, the shape of the foils, the weight, the size, the drag, the angle is about 134 maybe at this wind speed, and then I'm doing 14, 15, sometimes 20 knots if I get a little push from a swell. We have a little swell from the south, and sometimes it pushes us to get on the foil, to get the apparent wind going, and to accelerate a bit. So this is the situation, rather moderate light conditions, and it's really enjoyable. There's a good ratio of progress to effort, or progress to pain, let's say. The sea is relatively flat. I can sit here without being thrown around. The noise is very minimal, and I've not had the noise cancellation phones on since yesterday. Quite enjoyable day. Not much sun, the grayish sky, but light coming through nevertheless. It's funny how it gets colder gradually since a few days. So the first step was to put a t-shirt back on after I was just living in underwear for a week around the equator. The first thing was the t-shirt, then a blanket at night. The second day, the third day was probably to put the blanket further over my body at night. The next day was the pajamas. Then the last 2 nights I slept with the jumper, and the last night even was something to keep my head warm, and even the big blanket, the big sleeping bag, Southern Ocean sleeping bag, already out. I think it's about 16 to 18 degrees, something like that. Water temperature is 16 degrees. And during the day it gets quite warm in here, like a greenhouse, if I keep the doors shut with the zippers and the tissues to keep it shut. And that's quite nice. I can really regulate the temperature that I want. And I was sitting here in t-shirt most of the day. Now towards the end of the day, it's getting a bit more gray, a bit colder. And we just jibed south. We were going east, sorry. We were going east, away a bit from the front. We're still taking advantage from the front, from this wind along the front, driving in this 14 knots of breeze or so, and then going away. I get 12 knots, 11 knots, I jibe back, and then I find again 14 knots now. Hopefully it will still increase a bit, but it's really the end of the train. We are sinking further into slow mode. And I saw on the last tracker update the 2 boats behind me, they seemed already suffering a big speed deficit. So Sam Davies still going better ahead. So the 60-70 miles advantage she has or so is a great advantage for her, clinging on a little bit longer to this wind. So that's the development during the day. We will keep doing VMG sailing, like is downwind jibing with the shifts over the night. By the way, a jibe is not so so quick. You have to put the foils up and down and the rudders. The biggest job is actually to get the foil down for me. That is a matter of how tight the bearings are, and they are a bit tight, so to preserve the foil, but in hindsight that makes it pretty hard to get them down. So and then drag that massive gennaker around is a long grind. So all in all, if I really go full speed from the first hand movement to the last, it's 10 minutes of pretty good action. So you don't do a jibe just like that every couple of hours. I mean, you could do it more often, but it's also a loss of progress and speed. Good eye always on the wind shifts. When the wind turns right further, once I see 340 again, I will jibe back, and if I see 320, I will jibe back onto this jibe. So this is a bit with this irregular wind and the oscillations, trying to be in the rhythm of the oscillations, which is not easy to get always, because when I get to the boundary of the wind sector, I have to go south, and then if the wind lifts me, if it turns right, then I can only do a counterboard, or how to say, what I did a little bit this morning. It really didn't look nice on the tracker. I was going like this and then a steep angle almost backwards, and that's a bit mentally painful, but it's the only way to get patiently south back into the wind, and then you also get a slightly better shift. So far from today, I quickly show you outside, and the staysail, the day 3, the big gennaker, almost 300 square meters, such a big sail, and you see the sky, grayish, some clouds. I mean, a bit of light coming through between the clouds, and quite nice progress here. Boat going at 14 knots or so. Could be better, could be worse. I'm quite satisfied with the day, and mainly due to one thing, one detail, which is this fluffy thing, is my remote microphone, I think, came back to life. Hello everyone, a little side story today. This bear is called Alphonso. Some of you know him. He has been sailing on my first round the world 2008-2009, the global ocean race. It has been named and selected by a school in Hamburg. The school followed the race around the world with a great educational effort, and that inspired our educational campaign, the My Ocean Challenge. If you don't know it, find out on the website. And it was also with me on the last Vendée Globe, and then a fan, someone from the internet who we don't know personally, Brigitte, she made this jacket from an old sailing jacket that she recycled, and made up this jacket for this guy. So I like the details a lot. It had some name tag somewhere. I wanted to show you. Yeah, here. It has like a Velcro tag on the shoulder with a German flag you can remove and put back. And then later on, it got made this life jacket with a life belt for him. So Alphonso is with us again, and Alphonso has a friend now. This guy, he's new, and he has a really fancy jacket from the Sea Rescue Service in Germany, branded, also made by the same woman, a retired doctor, Brigitte, and it's really well done. It has an ice bear on the back, and the German flag again on the shoulder. It's a really nice jacket, and it fits perfectly. So this guy will leave Malizia after the finish and change boats and go on the sea rescue boat in Cuxhaven in Germany, and welcome kids on the bridge there, kids that visit the boat, and be the mascot there. So we need to find a name for this guy, and yeah, we're open for suggestions. Please comment name suggestions for Alfonso's friend who is going to go on duty after the Vendée Globe on the German sea rescue boat in Cuxhaven. Hello! Please find me a nice name. Bye bye.